see. What did you do next?
I read the defendant her rights, and I placed her under arrest for the murder of Bradley Thompson.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Your witness, Mr. Mason. Bailiff, please leave that envelope with Lieutenant Brock. Thank you. Now, Lieutenant Brock, precisely where in the defendant's room did you find that envelope?
Well, there was a bureau to the right of the door as you entered. I found it in the second drawer under some underwear.
You went straight for the underwear, did you? Objection, Your Honor. There's no relevancy, and if there were, it is an improper question. Sustained. Lieutenant, although you found that envelope under her underwear, none of Miss Robertson's fingerprints were found on the envelope, were they?
Nope.
Now, you found and took custody of Miss Robertson's purse when?
The morning after Mr. Thompson's death.
In other words, more than 12 hours after the poison had to have been administered.
Well, I suppose so.
Miss Robertson, may I ask you to get your purse from the defense table? Objection, Your Honor. Defendant has not been sworn in. Defendant is not going to testify, Your Honor. Overruled. Miss Robertson, would you hand the purse to Lieutenant Brock? Now, Lieutenant, is that purse empty?
Yes, the purse is empty, Mr. Mason.
That purse, People's Exhibit 8, you identified as Miss Robertson's. Is that correct?
That is correct, and she also said that she never let it out of her sight.
Oh, it probably wouldn't have made any difference, would it?
What are you talking about?
Miss Robertson, would you bring the purse here? Now, would you hold it as you would normally? Thank you. Now, please carry it to the exhibit table. What I'm talking about, Lieutenant, is that it's an open purse. Anyone could have dropped something in it, even while she was holding it. Miss Robertson, I'd like my pen back, please. It's in the purse. Thank you.
Objection, Your Honor. This is a murder trial, not a magic show.
A visual aid, Your Honor.
Objection overruled, but no more theatrics, Counselor, all right?
Theatrics, Your Honor? Certainly not. No more theatrics. No more questions.
It's after 12. We'll recess until 1:15.
Interviewed everybody connected with it. Someone who even interviewed him. Someone named Rita Sue Bliss. Am I right so far?
Yes.
Speak up, please.
Yes.
Now, she guessed why you were there, didn't she? And she told you that she too wanted Bradley Thompson dead. Yes or no?
Yes.
A little louder, please.
Yes.
It was her idea to have you tend bar at the party. She procured the poison to put into Brad Thompson's drink. A drink you were supposed to serve him. Tell us what happened then. You are a young man, Mr. Fulmer. You've already had more than your share of grief. You don't want more.
She got the poison, and I put it into his drink.
And then what?
I couldn't give it to him.
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, I'm standing there with the drink. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? I'm actually going to kill somebody, commit murder? And I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. Anyhow, I was standing there with the drink, and I guess she saw I wasn't going to give it to him.
So she took the glass herself and switched it with Brad's drink. You also saw Miss Robertson grab the glass when she almost knocked it over. If Your Honor will look at People's Exhibit G just once more, you'll see why Miss Bliss's fingerprints weren't found on the glass. She was holding the glass with a paper cocktail napkin. Now, Mr. Fulmer, you gave Miss Bliss your hotel passkey. Why?
Look, she threatened my sister and me. She said I was already involved up to my neck and that she'd see me dead if necessary.
She'd see you dead if necessary?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Fulmer. No further questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
I recall Rita Sue Bliss. Now, Miss Bliss, when you left the stand, you were talking about your relationship with Mr. Thompson. But I would like you to talk about your relationship with people in Alabama. To refresh your recollection, I brought the front page of the May 3rd, 1974 edition of the Gladsville, Alabama Times. You've been to Gladsville, haven't you, Miss Bliss?
I don't believe I have.
There's an article here about a young couple who robbed a liquor store, murdered the elderly owner, and subsequently fled to cross the state line. The man was identified as Bobby Lee Gilman, the young woman as one Charlene Grubb. Gilman was apprehended. Charlene Grubb is still at large. Bailiff, can you please take this paper and show it to Miss Bliss? Rita Sue Bliss and Charlene Grubb are one and the same, aren't they? Both of them, you. Charlene Grubb killed a man in Alabama. Rita Sue Bliss killed Brad Thompson right here. Killed him and put the blame on someone else. Rita Sue Bliss, you took Chris Fulmer's hotel passkey and planted phony evidence in Miss Robertson's room and in her purse. You used that same key to ransack Bradley Thompson's room and later to get into Rebecca Austin's room and steal a manuscript. A manuscript you were afraid would tell the world that you were Charlene Grubb. A manuscript you thought would send you back to Alabama to stand trial for murder. Rita Sue Bliss. As a writer, you have a great way with words. I wish you could have written about the look on your own face when you finally read Brad Thompson's autobiography and realized that you had killed a man for no reason at all.
For no reason at all. Or there were reasons. Thousands of them. I only wish I could have killed him 1,000 times. All of you. He swallowed and devoured you, you gutless wonders. Why didn't you finish him off? You just waited for me to do it. Well, now it's done. All done. Isn't it?
order a dismissal of all charges against the defendant.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
So ordered. I instruct the bailiffs to take Mr. Fulmer and Miss Bliss into immediate custody.
Your Honor, if it's all right, I would like 5 minutes with Mr. Fulmer.
Of course, bailiff. Stand by. This court is now adjourned.
Bliss, come.
See you back at the lodge. Ken, Mrs. Joyce is in the corridor. I'll take care of that.